I'm Jacob Hornberger, Libertarian Party candidate for president. One of the most destructive government programs in our lifetime has been government involvement in education. At the federal level, we have the Department of Education. At the state level, we have the State Department of Education. At the local level, we have public or government schooling. You know, every child has a natural aptitude for learning. He absorbs things like a sponge. One of the words that he uses to bedevil every parent is why? Because every kid wants to learn. He has this obsessive quest to get more information. By the time he finishes high school in some public school, all that's been smashed out of him. Kids graduate from high school hating to learn. They hate reading. They hate school. They just can't wait to get out. That's not normal. The normal process is to have this obsessive quest for knowledge and for information go through all your young years and then on to your adult years. This is an artificial system that should never have come into existence. It is really a socialist system. In fact, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better example of a socialist system than public schooling or government schooling. It's based on coercion, mandatory attendance laws. If parents don't send their kids into this system, they get put into jail. It's based on taxation for funding, and taxation, of course, is force. You've got the State Board of Education deciding the textbooks. You've got the local school boards deciding what the policies are going to be. And, of course, it's all political because they're elected as part of the political process. And then you've got the federal government establishing standards by holding out a federal dole for state officials to grovel for as part of feeding at the public trough. It's a very, very destructive system. It's impossible to measure what they've done to people's minds. It's really a system of army-lite, where learning is based on memorization and regurgitation rather than this obsessive quest to get more knowledge and more information. It's a system based on regimentation and order and obedience to orders, deference to authority, all of which, of course, is found in military schools and military training. That's what public schooling is all about. The alternative to this is our heritage as Americans of the free market. Separate school and state the way our ancestors separated church and state. Look how well that has turned out, the separation of church and state. We don't have government mandating anything with respect to religion. We don't force parents to send their kids into church. We leave this all to families and the free market, meaning a diversity of churches from which people can choose, or if they choose no churches at all, that is their right. And that's the same principle that we should be applying to education, a total free market in education, where parents are free to decide the educational vehicles for their children, just as they are the religious vehicles for their children. Put families in charge. And then we all know that the free market produces the best of everything. All of a sudden, you've got this multiplicity of suppliers offering a diverse range of educational vehicles for people's children, each of whom, of course, are different from all their brothers and sisters. Each one has unique needs and unique interests, and the free market would be there to provide for everybody's individual child, the needs of every individual child. Like I say, the free market produces the best of everything. The best thing we could ever do for the young people of this country, the best thing we could ever do for our nation, is to rid ourselves of this socialist system by separating school and state, getting rid of all government involvement in education, both at the federal and the state and the local level, a separation of school and state. I'm Jacob Hornberger, Libertarian candidate for president.